Do you think that the Obama, I feel like we should complete the circle here before looking ahead, was there any symbolic importance to that particular shutdown? I think in many ways it also does get forgotten. It's almost maybe like trauma where we like to forget this has happened in the past.
Right. I think, Obama probably came out of that one ahead too. Again, healthcare and the Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, was a central contention in that shutdown and how it was going to be implemented and money spent. Part of the problem there was Obama didn't quite have the communicative skills. I mean, it's funny because we remember him as this inspiring candidate, but as president, he didn't quite have the same ability to sort of connect with people and say, this is what we're fighting for when it comes to something like healthcare expenditure. And so I think with that one, there was sort of just a generalized eye rolling and people looking at Washington as dysfunctional. Although, the polling, as I recall, did sort of tip in Obama's favor. Again, it was a somewhat similar situation where you had a Republican Party in the House that was moving increasingly in a radical direction against a president who was trying to hold down sort of what he thought of as the center or the center left.
And what about today? I mean, let's look forward. I mean, so would history suggest we should perhaps be a bit more sanguine or easygoing about what is, potentially before us at this point in terms of the stakes and the consequences?
I mean, I am pretty confident this will get resolved. What's interesting to me and what makes this one just very different, in each of those cases, of course, the House Speaker had to pay attention to his or her caucus, and there were extremists, people who were making absolutist or difficult demands. But really, this is mainly a fight between Kevin McCarthy and his caucus. It's really not that much a fight. If it were kind of up to Kevin McCarthy, he probably could come to agreement with Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer pretty quickly, I think. And to me, the question has been why McCarthy just doesn't pursue the entirely different strategy, which Republicans have not been willing to do in a very long time, which is you work with the Democrats. That if you have 7 or 20 members of your own caucus who are just being this difficult, forget them, cut a deal with Hakeem Jeffries in the House, with Schumer, and say, I'm going to govern in a fundamentally different way, in a bipartisan way, where I'm going to get, 2/3 of my caucus and half of their caucus, and we'll get majorities that way. But, that's been anathema in our partisan environment. And I think he's sort of afraid to go there.